Good afternoon, WildTech Senior iPad Program. So we have an exciting presenter today. Her name is Mrs. Michelle Sims, and she's the program officer for DDOT. That's the Department of um, Transportation, and she's the Customer Service Clearinghouse. She began her tenure at DDOT in 2012, and during that time has been acknowledged for her achievement, dedication, and performance in customer service. Michelle began her professional customer service career in the private sector at the tech intersection of email, data, service, and the internet. She is considered a pioneer of technology for her first-rate supervisory and administrative call center operations. So Michelle is a customer service ambassador who has successfully led teams in several ISO 90001 to 2000 certification audits. She is a recipient of a very prestigious telecommunication customer service award during her tenure in the private sector. Michelle is also recognized for marketing, research, and sales achievements. She is the recipient of Retention Revenue Growth Achievement Award and a Cambridge Who's Who's among executive and professional women honors edition. Michelle received a bachelor's degree in business administration from Youngstown State University. So what Michelle is going to be talking about today is how you can learn how to order parking passes for caregivers, contractors, guests staying several weeks in your home. Because you know, at one time, DDOT used to have this little pass that you would get every year, and anybody that came to your home, they could utilize that pass. They're not doing that anymore because there was a bit of corruption taking place with the passes. So Michelle is the person that's going to show you how to navigate. So everybody pay attention. You're going to be following her. So let's go, Michelle. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Alice, for that beautiful introduction.
You're welcome.
And so I do have two of my staff members that are going to, have joined me. And so the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to introduce you to Jelani Lattimore. He's a part of my writer editor staff, and he's going to present a PowerPoint presentation on Park DC permits. Can I get a raise of hands? How many people live on RPP blocks in the District of Columbia, or restricted residential permitted blocks? Okay, all right, so this definitely a service that you will need if you do have a need, well, if you have visitors, and if you need a home health aide, or, well, we'll get more into the program as Jelani shares his PowerPoint. So Jelani, you want to get started, introduce yourself briefly, and then go ahead and start.
Well, hello there. First of all, I want to introduce myself. Thank you for your time. My name is Jelani Lattimore, and I've been working with the District Department of Transportation for nearly 10 years now. It'll be 10 years this April. And I've been working with Ms. Sims, and our whole department is about making convenience and helping the community and all our constituents and residents know how to navigate all the new systems that are coming in that are good for you. So today, my PowerPoint and the PowerPoints that we'll be sharing is the information that you need to know about our Park DC program. So can everyone see my screen and see me?
No.
Okay. Maybe when I share my screen, let me see if I come on over. Let me see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to need the host to maybe allow me the sharing ability so I can share the PowerPoint screen, whoever the host is. But while I'm talking, while you can hear my voice and we're trying to work all that out, I heard someone speak earlier, I believe it was the hostess who was speaking earlier about the old program that we used to have about the placards. How many people remember that for the way that we allowed people to get parking passes? Do you remember that? Just say aye or yes or wave. All right, yes.
Yes.
So I know that when in recent times when I spoke with people, they were just so pro the placards. It was a convenience program where you would maybe even have some people were familiar with coming to our office and getting it or having it mailed. We've actually, in my opinion, created a program that is going to be even more convenient for you, that you'll be able to have access to creating and ordering and assigning visitor parking passes for all your needs from the comfort of your own home. So I want to show you what we're talking about, just in case. I'm sure some of you are already kind of familiar with it, but I know that dealing with the internet can be tricky, and dealing with printing things can be tricky. So our office is here to assist you. So I'm gonna see if I can share this PowerPoint program one more time. Let's see what's going on here. Okay,
Teresa, he needs help sharing his PowerPoint.
I might be in there.
Oh,
Oh, there
it's
you
go.
coming up
See it?
now.
All right. Okay. Now I'm gonna need to be able to change my view. Please be patient with me as I move some things around so I can see myself. Okay, can everyone see the screen where it says the Residential Park DC Digital Park
Yes.
program?
Yes.
Okay, great,
Yes.
fantastic. As I was saying earlier, as we go through these slides, I know you're gonna have questions about this process, and that's what we're here. We're gonna try to answer as many questions as possible, but please be patient with me because I may even answer your question as I'm presenting. And so let me just go ahead and get started. Most residents, including yourself, are most likely to live on a block that we call the residential parking permit blocks, where you will see these signs that say zones, and that prohibits people who do not have zone stickers from parking in your location. Most blocks and neighborhoods within our district now are moving towards that, and for that reason alone, you're required to have visitor parking passes for your visitors. And so this is where the program is coming in to make a more convenient program for you to be able to, again, create and assign visitor parking passes as well as other parking passes from the comfort of your home. All right. All right, so we're going to go on to slide 2. But before I see that, I just want to make sure you understand that your zone is it allows for you and your residents and your neighbors to park in that location. So no one should be parking your zone without that sticker. And if someone is coming into your neighborhood, they are going to have a pass. All right. The old system where they had placards is no longer being used. And so we're no longer allowing residents to give out placards. There were a lot of issues with that. Some I'm sure you're already familiar with, but mostly it's just it was an inconvenient system, and a system that was cumbersome for some people who had to wait for their passes to be mailed. So now you see, you no longer have to wait for the mailing of visitor parking passes, which you see here, our old placards. The registration process just got easier for people who live on residential permit blocks in all 8 wards. Park DC Permits is a new system which allows DC residents and their visitors to schedule visitor parking permits online. That's right, online. You can also do it from your cell phone. So you can do it from your cell phone from the Park DC app, and you can also do it from your own computer online. No more wait times. Congratulations. All right. Permits are now available in real time and can be printed in the comfort of your own home. We're going to go over the whole process of how to order, how to print, and what do you do if you don't have a printer. I'm just going to let you know everything you need to know before we break it down to you, how to do everything. I'm going to the next slide. Well, let's talk about the type of permits. Well, what type of permits can be printed? All right. Well, annual visitor parking permits can be assigned and printed, as well as visitor parking permits for a 90-day block or 2,160 permit hours for you to distribute to all of your visitors who are parking in your RPP zone. You see that you'll get one annual visitor parking permit, and then you have a bank of 2,160 permit hours that you can distribute to all your visitors. Every time a visitor would come under this pass, you would deduct the hours that they stayed. As well as these two visitor passes, you also have a home health aid pass, which we're going to go over, and a contractor pass. All right. RPP zone residents and their visitors can sign up for an access Park DC permits by computer on the Park DC permits website. Also, as I said earlier, by mobile app from the Apple Store or Google Play, or as many people have done, give us a call and we'll see what we can do to assist you. But we are trying to get everyone efficient and learning this system so that you can just go in order and assign the passes for your home. It really is a system. Once that you get it, it's going to be very easy to do. I'm going to go on to our next pass and describe what a healthcare provider pass is. All right. All right. A healthcare provider pass is a pass that is for health home aides or home health aides who have permission to work in the district by obtaining a license from the Department of Health, DOH, regardless of coming from out of state or district residents. I know this is one of those passes that I get a lot of questions about when I'm working with our customer service team, and residents will call in. Yes, you may have a daughter, or you may have a young nephew who comes and helps you out, or comes to the house and assists you with things, or babysit some children, but they would not be eligible for the home health care pass. In order to be a home health care provider, you have to be, again, here given permission and also be licensed from the Department of Health. So that's a very, very key differentiation, that anyone else who's coming to your home would get a visitor parking pass. They wouldn't get the home health care pass. What is the difference? Well, home health care providers don't have to go through the scheduling process. You can set them up, and that pass will last for the duration of time that they need to come, from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, as long as you need it to be. Whereas visitor parking passes are going to take from the time bank that you have, and they're for your visitors who are coming for different times. They're not going to probably be as consistent as your home health care provider. All right. I believe that's clear, but if I need to clarify anything, feel free to just raise your hand, and I'll try to answer your question as we're moving forward.
Well, my hand has been raised.
Okay, I didn't see it. I'm trying to see where I can see those things.
Yeah.
Okay, but I can answer your question. I hear you. How you doing?
Excuse me.
All right, on the question, on the
Hello,
thing-
this is
Okay.
Teresa. We do things in order as far as
Okay.
hands raised. We've got a few that are ahead of her. So we
Okay.
need to do it in sequence. So
Okay.
if there's a hand raised, I must go sequentially. I can't just
Okay.
have anybody popping in.
Okay, I do see the
We've got several hands raised.
all right,
So
I
we need
see
to
iPad,
answer those,
Reader.
address those first.
I see Queen Harris. Was that the first person? That's
Well,
the-
I'm seeing Portia. Portia
Portia.
Carson, her hand is raised.
Okay.
And so I would give her permission to unmute and ask her question.
All right. Portia.
Go ahead,
Clark-
Portia.
Okay. I
Okay,
see it.
hi, Mr. Reese. Mr. Reese, now this gonna be a parking ticket. How much time we gonna have them? We have to make the parking ticket. I'm not getting it.
Okay, I can help you. How you
Okay,
doing today?
please. I'm fine.
And who's this I'm speaking with?
Portia.
Hi, Portia. All
P-O-R-T-I-A.
right. Fantastic. We had a coworker I used to work with, and they spelled her name the exact same way as you. And you're the
Yeah.
second person I ever seen spell Portia that way. Beautiful name. Well, I can help
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for your patience in this process. I know it's just a little different that I can't see you and we do it face to face, but I'm gonna try my best to just answer your question. Now, but correct me if I'm incorrect. You're asking about creating, I think you said tickets, but I think you're talking about the passes that we're making. Is that your question?
Right.
I was done.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the passes.
Okay, so
Uh,
but where we are in this presentation is just I'm the guy who's just giving basically the intro. My coworker who's well more versed in this, I call her the captain, Miss Ruth Claros. She will definitely break down the hows and the whats and the whys, but I'm just breaking down what each pass is. But if you really want to know as far as the big picture, DDOT is making things easier for you to create passes, but it is going to require for you to use your cell phone and or the internet. And so no longer are you going to get something mailed to you, and you order it, call it in, and you order it, and it's mailed to you. Those passes are no longer valid. So if you have one of those old passes, put it in a frame and hang it in your house. You are part of history, and you get to tell your friends and grandchildren, look, this is what it used to look like when everything went digital. So now we're saving trees as much as we can, I guess. And now we're going to allow you to print some passes, but very soon, as I was instructed, they're going to have it so you don't even have to print. So be patient with us. But the different passes that you have are the visitor parking pass, which I was going over here. And just telling you that that's what's going to be for you, mostly for your visitors. You get to set up the time that they come and go. So now you can tell your visitors that who you are ready to leave. Oh, I made your pass only for 2 hours. I'm sorry. So now you're going to have to get ready to go. So people just can't stay, eat all your food out of your refrigerator, and never ever leave. You can put a limit on your visitors so you can watch the Super Bowl in time. So I want you to know that the power is on you to create these passes. You can send them to your visitors, or you can allow them to create the time. I personally like to create the pass and set up the time myself for how long they get to stay. Now, that's the question about, I think you said tickets. We know that because you live in an RPP zone, that those little white trucks are going to come around and start ticketing people who do not have a RPP zone sticker and or do not have a visitor parking pass. And that is from 7:30 to 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. That's a long block of time. So yes, anyone who's visiting you in that time, Monday through Saturday, they have to have a visitor parking pass. Okay, if someone comes and visits you at night from 9 to 7:29 in the morning, then they would not need a pass, but you need to assign a pass for people who are visiting you during what I call work hours and in the dinner time hours. Does that answer your question, Miss Portia?
Yes, and I have another question.
Miss
Okay.
Miss Portia, Portia, can we hold that question? We have others that are waiting and we've got
Oh,
limited
I see
time.
the hands. I see the hands.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so I'm
we
gonna
have
speed
many
this up.
hands.
All
So,
right.
Mr.
Okay.
Lattimore, do you have time now for more
No,
questions?
I would go through as fast
And
as
I
I
would
can.
like to interject, if it's about how to schedule your visitor and how to use the pass, we will
Are
have
you
a
there?
demonstration on how to do that. So do most of your questions relate to that on how to create the passes?
No.
Okay, so Jelani, do you want us to go ahead and finish the presentation and then ask questions, or do you want to ask questions, answer
That
the
sounds like
questions?
that sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna finish the presentation. I see your hands up. Don't let your hands get tired. But if you find that I have answered your question, just go ahead and lower your yellow hand. All right.
Okay.
All right. Right on along. Don't think I'm neglecting you. I'm just going to move on again. After I've gone through this portion, if my portion can answer the question, I will. And otherwise, the rest of the questions I believe are going to be answered by either Miss Sims or Miss Claros, who's going to present how to do everything. Okay, so let me just move a little forward. Can you see the screen? I don't know what I'm doing now. Can you see everything now?
Yes, Jelani,
Yes.
you're on healthcare
Screen is-
provider, so you
The
want
screen
Okay.
is visible. Is
Okay.
visible.
All right.
next screen.
Moving on. Healthcare provider, like I said, is for people who are licensed to provide health for you in your home. Moving right along to the next slide. Okay, let me see what happened. Okay, our contractor pass. Well, you see all the things here that a total handyman can do. Guess what? This is a wonderful pass for your contractors who can come by, and for the cost of $10 per day, contractor have a pass, come and do the work that you need done at your home. That's something that has to be assigned. Contractors are permits for workers who can come to your home to repair, renovate your home, assign, and you assign and pay for the pass, and they are given a pass to park in the RPP zone. This is not to be confused with people who are like construction workers who are doing work on your curb or need to need to uh, uh, they need to order parking spaces outside. No, this is just a regular space that they will come so they can stay and do work in your home. This is not a occupancy permit, which you would do on our TOPS program, okay? So that's the contractor pass for contractors to come work in your home at your property, but not necessarily taking up many spaces in the street. That's a different pass. It's just for them to have a pass to come do work in your home. All right, I think that's clear. And then we're going to go on. Here we are. All right, so we're here in our questions and comments. As you see, my section was the introductory. I want to tell you that there's a whole bunch of other treats coming for you from Miss Ruth Claros, and she may be able to answer a lot of your questions. So I will, if your questions are about the information that I just shared with you, I'll be more than glad to answer them. Anyone, Miss Ann Davis, do you have a question about the introductory things I've just shared with you?
Yes, I do.
Lattimore,
Yes.
How much time do you have as far as questions before the next person comes on?
Can we give us how about 15 minutes? I think
Good.
it's
So
one-
we'll do a group of questions then. Okay, so the next person that has a question is Ann Dennis. Go ahead, Ann Dennis, ask your question.
Okay, I want to ask two questions, really.
Can you limit it as much as possible because we got many
I
hands
will.
up?
The contraction pass, I just want to make sure that I understood you. You say that you have to pay for the pass and you have to have a signed contract to show proof that they're going to be doing work in your house, right?
Yes, the contractor pass can either be paid for by the contractor themselves, or yes, you can assign them the pass and then they can agree to take care of the $10 fee, or you can agree to take care of the $10 fee for them to come and park in the location that's in your RPP zone. Now, if your contractors don't mind parking on the other side of taking the metro, that's up to them. But if they're going to park in your RPP zone, again, they can get ticketed. So, it's a bit about what you negotiate with your contractor. And, someone has to take care of the cost of the pay. It's either going to be the resident or the contractor themselves. Some contractors go ahead and just make that part of their fee, and they go ahead and take care of it themselves. But you can also assign it to them and take care of the fee as well. It's just that's the fee for the contractor pass. Now, again, you can give them a visitor parking pass, which is free. You have access to your visitor parking passes to use for whoever you call visitors. But if you know you're going to have people who are going to be there for lengthy times, and they're just going to eat up your hours for your real visitors, maybe you want to invest in a contractor pass. But you still have the option of a VPP pass. That's what we call them, VPP passes. For your visitors. So if you want to, skip the $10, give them that. Does that answer your question?
That answers that question. Now, I don't live in the restricted parking thing, but I go to visit a cousin who's very sick, and my aide takes me. I have a handicap placard. Will that be affected? Because I've been using that to park for a little. I don't stay more than a half hour or so because the person is very sick.
Let me make sure I heard you clearly. You said you do not live in the RPP zone?
No, but
So
my cousin does.
I want to tell you, you can walk out and shoot a firecracker in the air. You're one of the few people that don't have to worry
Well,
about
honey,
visitor parking passes.
They started it in River Terrace and it didn't work out because people were fighting and killing each other over
Oh
here.
my
So
goodness, I'm sorry to
yeah,
hear that.
yeah, it got real crazy.
Well, I want to
So-
answer your question, and first of all, your handicap sticker is your disability pass will not be valid to stop you from getting ticketed if you park in someone else's RPP zone. To answer that question, they would still
Okay.
have to order you or create a visitor parking pass for you to visit. So
Okay.
unless you're coming during the hours that are not enforced hours, which is after 8:30. If you're going there after 8:30, then you're good until the morning, where 7:30 where it starts over.
Okay, thank you very much and
Thank
very
you.
informative. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Thank you. Now we have Carla Kane. Go ahead, Carla, ask your question.
Okay, well, my question came up with the caregivers parking. because there's another program that the district has that in fact encourages people to get family and friends to provide healthcare services, but they're not licensed healthcare providers. So I'm just wondering why they wouldn't also be eligible, or would you have to just treat them like a regular visitor?
All of our passes, when you apply for them, goes through our administrative team, and our team will decide based on the credentials whether or not they're valid for the home health aid pass. So it goes through a review. Even your visitor parking passes, every year we review it, we vet it, make sure that your address and everything, your license is accurate, which
Mhm.
Claire is going to describe. So it's not this like anyone can get it. It's based off the credentials that I mentioned earlier about being licensed and that they have an actual contract to do medical assistance for you at your home.
And I guess my concern is that DC, the government is pushing programs that may conflict with one another. So who manages or monitors that? Because I know for a fact from the senior program that they were handing out information to encourage you to use not necessarily licensed people to provide you with care, just because that's what some of us need.
Well,
And
again, the parking passes aren't to
And Jelani,
discriminate on.
I can answer that question
Okay, no
for
problem.
her.
Mhm.
So there's two types of, you have the home health care pass, which
Mhm.
does require a licensed individual. And the
Okay.
difference between that home health aid pass is that if you have someone with out-of-state tags,
Mhm.
and they're actually a professional home health aid provider,
Mhm.
then that person doesn't have to really apply for ROSA, for example, your registered out-of-state
Mhm.
automobile. So they wouldn't be ticketed after hours. So some folks, they need like 24-hour care. So the
Mhm.
home health care provider pass helps mitigate, your home health care provider from getting tickets. And so and it's a contract between the home health aid and the resident. And there is cost for home health aides, but if they're saying they're encouraging you to use a relative, it may not be any cost involved. And
Uh-huh.
you would be using your visitor parking permit passes. And if they have to
Okay.
stay after hours, for example,
Uh-huh.
you would want to make sure, and they had out-of-state tags, you want to make sure that they would register for the ROSA program, which is what is it? Registered out-of-state automobile, so they won't
Uh-huh.
be ticketed if they have to spend the night. Because if you do have out-of-state tags in the District of Columbia parked on a
Mhm.
public street for
Uh-huh.
more than 30 to 60 days, you're subject to tickets. So that's the difference between the two programs.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Now we have Lynette Rooney. Go ahead, Lynette Rooney, unmute and ask your question.
Hi. When you were talking about how to apply, you said you could do it online or you gave a phone number. And I called that number because I got an email from DDOT about this program, and I left a message for them to get back to me so that I can get it, but no one ever got back to me. And secondly, do you have to use a computer every time to schedule a visit? I mean, to schedule a regular visit, not a contract or health aid, but a regular visit. Do you have to use the computer to schedule it, and will you deduct the hours at that time?
Okay, I heard both of your questions. I'm gonna try to make sure I heard your first one and second one correctly. I believe your first question was asking about you called a number and you didn't get a response. At the end of my presentation and our presentation, we're gonna leave a number and email because you may have been calling the permit office, and the permit office does not necessarily deal with visitor parking passes and Park DC concerns, but the number we'll leave, we will be able to assist you and even walk you through if it's necessary to help you with this, getting acclimated with this program. Now, correct me, what was your second question again?
Do you have to use a computer to log in to schedule a visit each and every time somebody visit you?
A computer or your cell phone. There's an app that you can upload on your cell phone, and also you can use your computer. But Generally, those are the two options at this point in time for ordering a pass. But
Each and
guess what?
every time you want one, each and
Now,
every time?
the great news about it is the way the system is set up is that once we have the information about your visitor's vehicle license plate, it will be stored in a database for you to see, and you'll easily just drop down and be able to create a pass quicker once you upload them into the system. So it won't be as long as you think, like having to put in information each time. But yes, each time they come, yes, they're going to have a new pass. So yeah, when you have your visitors, they're going to have to contact you, let you know what time they're coming. And then since they're a frequent visitor, you just go to the system, pull up your vehicle, put the time you want them to come, print it up, send it to them through email, and they can print it up. And that's the way the system is working at this point in time.
And then you would deduct our hours when it's set up like that.
That's correct, unless you have that person listed as an annual visitor parking pass. Usually they give that pass to someone that, so who's going to be there all the time, coming on a regular, not just, random friends who come just to visit.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Lattimore, would you give us access to that app where we can have our seniors download it onto their iPad?
Sure, I'm going to upload it when Ms.
Onto the
Claros.
link?
I thought there was a
Yes.
presentation for that.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll get that information during the presentation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
awesome.
And
Okay,
then we'll allow you guys to take your time and do it as well. So,
awesome. Love it.
okay.
Okay, so we have Gear Massey, and then I think that we'll move on after that.
Well, good
Gear
afternoon.
Massey, go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Lattimore, and to
Good
all.
afternoon. Thank you.
I was just wondering about the home health care providers. Who actually keep those passes? Does the home health care provider, or would I keep the pass if I had a home?
That's a good question. I know that in times I've discussed this past with people, their home health care provider can change. So what you would do is if you have a scheduled home health care provider coming to you, you would give them that pass for that time that they're going to come, and they can hold on to that pass, or they can also come and get the pass from. It's basically to the discretion and whatever the wishes are for the resident. But most cases, some people have their home health care provider change, and so they may just have a separate set of passes for different vehicles who are different home health care providers that come, different people who are assigned to their home. I hope that answers your question.
Well, the reason I was wondering about that is when I got out of the hospital, or when I first got out of the hospital, I had several home health, and sometimes they were overlapping themselves with the occupational therapists and the physical therapists and the nurses and what have you. And they would kind of override on some days, and they kind of come back to back. So I was wondering, how would a situation such as that, how would you manage that?
Jelani, I can answer.
Okay.
You can have multiple home
Yep.
health aid passes, and a home health aid pass is good for 6 months. And
Oh,
they can overlap. If you have different individuals coming to see you at different time frames, you can create a pass to that individual and give it to them there. And it doesn't take away from your annual pass or your 90 days or your 2,000 hours.
okay.
So that way you can have multiple passes for multiple home health aides.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're
And
welcome.
that answered my question. Thank
Should we
you.
move on now, Ms. Sims?
We can, is there any other questions left?
We've got a few more to just
Oh,
show
yeah,
up.
let's get into the presentation if you guys don't mind, and this probably will answer some of your questions once we get into the presentation. So we're going to have Ms. Ruth Claros take over now. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you for your time. Nice speaking with you all.
Thank you, Mr. Lattimore. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Mr. Lattimore.
Thank you, Mr. Lattimore and Ms. Thompson.
Thank you.
I ain't messing with you. Okay, Mr. Reese, I'm sorry.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ruth Claros, and I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if I, Okay.
Where are you so I can give you permission to do so? You're showing up as Rose?
Ruth,
Ruth, so
RUT.
you're
Yep.
on the R. So let me go down to R and locate you. Root. Let me keep looking. RUTH, right?
Yes.
All right, let me keep looking.
It's Carol.
Oh,
Ruth
on the C.
Yeah.
Okay, then I need to go up to C then. C, Carol. See, Carol Lawson? No?
Yes, the last name is Claros, CLAROS. First name is
Oh.
Ruth.
ROS. I'd have to, I think I found you. Yep, found you. I will now give you permission to do so. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Larson.
Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay, let me just. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
In order to sign up for the parking permit system, you have to go to our website, ddot.myparkinginfo.com. And we'll provide you with that link. This is the website, Park DC permits. If you have an account, you will log in using your credentials. If you don't have an account, you can register by clicking sign up. First step is to create your account is to provide us with your first and last name, a username, email address, a password, and you have to verify your password. I'm gonna go ahead and start creating my account.
And can I interject for 1 minute, Ruthie?
Yes.
I would just like to know if anybody have their iPads and would like to follow along, you may feel free to do so if you like.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and create my username. Once you see that the green check mark, that means that that is a valid username. No one else is using it, so it's unique, and it's okay for you to use that username. Your password has to be at least 8 characters, have at least a lowercase and uppercase, at least one number, and a special character. And these are the special characters that the system recognizes. It can be the exclamation mark, the @ sign, the number sign, the $sign, or the percentage sign. You choose. On the I, so you can see the type of password I'm using. So,
What'd you say about the I?
the I is for you to see the password, just in case.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Thank you.
So you'll remember what you type, so you can match your password on the next screen. Click on the I. You see that both passwords matches. They have a green check.
Okay.
Yes, please write down your username and your password, because if you don't have access to a computer and you want us to go ahead and schedule your vehicles, you can give us a call. We'll ask you for your username We may ask you to verify your security question, etc. Okay,
Yes, thank you.
I'm gonna click on next. And here is where you will select the type of account you are creating. You are a resident and you live on an RPP block, you want to select resident. If you don't live on an RPP block, but you do visit residents who live on an RPP block, then you are a visitor only. You want to visit those who live on an RPP block. You're not going to be able to issue permits if you are a visitor. Home health aid account. You will select home health aid if you are a home health aid, a licensed home health aid, and you are providing services to a DC resident who lives on an RPP block. Same goes for a contractor permit account. If you are a licensed contractor to do business in the district and you will be doing work for a DC resident, you will select this type of account. Today, we are signing up as a resident. I'm going to check resident and I'm going to click on next. Then it's asking me for the permanent address. This is your home address, which is part of the RPP program. 100 Urban Street. First, if you live on a complex or a multi-unit building, first you're going to select the address, and then the units are going to populate. You're going to select your unit. When you click on the plus sign, that adds it here. So 700 Urban Street Northeast, Unit 2. I'm going to click on next. This is the account information. Here's where you will select a security question. Once again, we ask you to create a security question for security reasons. If you want us to do the scheduling for you and you're going to call us over the phone, we want to verify that who we're speaking to. Or if you forget your password, we will ask you to verify your security question for us. If you click on the drop down, you can see the different type of security questions that are available for you to pick. You're going to select that question. And you're going to provide an answer to that question.
There it is. Excuse me for a minute. Miss
Yeah.
Teresa or Miss Ruth, are we gonna do this again? Because I'm kind of lost. I'm not lost, but I am a little lost. So we doing the resident pass, the resident parking there. Okay, that's what I got. Create account type.
Yes, account type, you have to pick resident
Okay, okay.
right here.
All right, so I'm a
And if you make any mistake, you can go back before you finish your account. You can go back, you can click on the number. The only number that we don't allow you to click is a number 1, which is where you created the username and password. Okay. Resident identity. Here's where we verify that you are in fact a DC resident. You want to pick if you have a driver's license or a state issue ID, or even if you have reciprocity. New residents. New residents is for new residents to the District of Columbia. I have a state issue ID. The system will automatically pick your name from the registration process, the first step where you provided the first name and last name. And the last step is for you to enter your birthday. And then you're going to click on verify. Once you click on verify, you should see a verify green message here that says verify. my ID is not verifying. So in most cases, my ID won't verify if it's expired or if you have a second last name or if any of your information is incorrect. So you want to make sure that the information you provided matches with the identification card that you have from DMV, because this is interacting with the DMV database. I know my ID number is correct, but I do have a second last name. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my second last name. And I'm gonna click on verify. And it's been verified. So now I'm allowed to click on next.
Excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
what if you don't have a driver's license?
You have a state issue ID, DC state issue ID.
I don't have either. I have a passport. Can I use that number?
No, ma'am. You will have to get a DC ID.
So you know you can get a DC ID through the DMV within 24 hours. They have something called driver services, and this is something for you know, senior citizens or anybody with that may have a disability.
I do. I'm a
Okay.
double amputee.
Okay, so we can assist you. I am going to have someone send you the paperwork so you can get an ID.
Okay.
Can I get your name and your telephone number? Well, you can just put it in the chat and then I can, you know.
I will.
Thank
I
you.
will.
And I can assist you. Do you have an email address?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, please enter
put
your
it- I-
email address
I
as
put it
well.
in, I put
Okay,
it in the chat. Okay,
thank you. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you very much.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the homepage. Once you complete your registration, this is the homepage. Here is where you will see messages, alert messages, and other information. If you scroll down, this is my homepage. So you see the guides on how to schedule a vehicle, how to share your permit code, how to approve and deny visitors requests, how to print your permit, how do you manage your account, your permits approval settings, manage account. And these are the visitor guides. The visitor guides are in case you need to visit a resident who lives in an RPP block. You will click on visit resident. On the side here, you have my homepage, the dashboard. The dashboard is similar to my homepage. The only difference is that it doesn't have the guides, the instructions on how to do what. It's more visual. Permits. Permit shows you the type of permits that you have. So if you were to have a home health aid permit, you will see it here. And if you want to schedule a home health aid or contractor, this is the section where you will go. You will click on permits and then you will click on add permits. And this will show you the different types of permits that you can add, the home health aid or the contractor permit. Message center is where you will see a copy of the messages that we have sent you via email as well. Transactions is where you will see your transactions if you pay for a contractor permit. If you click under your name, to view the drop down for your name, you can see my account, documents, vehicles, credit cards. Documents is a section that we normally use when you want us to schedule your home health aid. We need to have that contract uploaded to the system. So you will click on documents and you can add your documents here. Let's go back to my home page. I'm going to show you how to schedule a vehicle, a visitor.
So Ruthie, can you hold on for a second?
Mhm.
I was going to ask, is anybody going through the process and adding as far as applying for their accounts? And if you have any questions, can you do so now? I know we only have about a half an hour, but I just wanted to see if anybody's actually. Okay, so you guys are actually going through the process of registering for your accounts? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah,
Um,
but no,
Maybe.
yes.
I have some questions.
Yes,
Okay, we have a couple of yeses.
I
Yeah.
just want to know how to send it to a person if you don't have a working printer.
Okay, if you don't, what was your question?
If you don't have a working printer, I put it in the chat several times. If you don't
Okay.
have a working printer, how do you send it to your?
Oh, okay, so Ruthie's gonna go over that.
Okay.
Okay, great, thank you.
um,
Yes,
I have another question. When you were saying about the home health aides, about uploading documents, what documents do you need to upload?
We need a contract between you and the health aide, and I will show you how to do that as well.
Okay,
Mm.
thank you.
I'd like to know if permits are needed on Sundays, or if, do they ever result in the tow if you are in violation?
It all depends on the sign that's on the block. If some blocks have RPP restrictions over the weekend and some don't.
Yeah, I noticed Mr. Lattimore said Monday through Saturday. I was wondering if this applies on Sundays.
Some blocks are Sundays.
and if you live like near the baseball park, like Nats Park, or it's just some areas, high performance areas, I think it's Ward 1, where they have Sunday requirements for visitor parking permit, as well as in the baseball park area. Some areas like Georgetown, very high performance areas require Sunday permits, and you would have signage that would say you need a on your RPP signs that are on your block, it would tell you need a permit Monday through Sunday, and then it also lists the hours.
And how soon after you apply do you get permission? The next day, can you do?
Immediately, real time, it's real time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you My Way does not give you a contract. It goes through your case manager. So how do you go about doing that? You're gonna get your case manager? Is that some work they're gonna have to do now?
I don't understand your question. Could you repeat your question?
Okay,
please?
My Way has a contract where you are the boss, and you have the power to tell them what hours they will be working. And sometimes you are able to split up the time, so they don't give you a contract. So is that something, the contract comes through the agency and your case manager? So is that something that they're going to have to do?
The agency can provide you with a contract, or you can write a contract between you and the home health aide. The home health aide permit does not have a time. When you schedule a home health aide, it just is valid for 6 months. You just select a start date. You don't select the time frame.
Okay, I understand that, but I'm asking
When the agency comes out and says if you're gonna have a home health aide, they give you a piece of paper that describes what it is, and even they put a value, even if you don't pay what it is. So they give you when that occurs. You may have gotten it, don't have it.
My Way does not do that. That's why I'm asking you. This is a program through Medicaid. So does Medicaid have to give a contract?
Ruthie, not really. We just need to have an agreement between you and your home health aide, ma'am.
Yeah,
So
they
it'll
can
be,
write it down. Mhm.
yes, you can just send us an email and saying, my home health aide is with such and such and such. He works from between this hour and this hour, from whatever your time frame is. So the answer to your question is no, Medicaid doesn't really have to get involved. It's between you, and the agreement is between you and your home health aide. As long as the home health aide is certified to work in the District of Columbia, because that's going to be one of the questions that person would have to answer, and it's going to be included in your when you, well, Ruthie can show you.
Okay, thank you, because, and I'm sorry, I wasn't quite clear.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No worries. Thank you.
I have
We
two
appreciate the
questions,
question.
please.
Mhm.
I have two questions. My question is, my sign on my street reads Monday through Friday that you for parking. But I have an aide come Saturday and Sunday. Do she still need a pass?
No. If your sign doesn't say Saturday and Sunday, your aide does not need a permit.
Okay, my other question is, I have a handicap sticker. Does that mean we no longer use the handicap sticker unless we go into another state for handicap parking?
Your disability parking sticker, that, do you have a reserved disability parking space?
No, I don't.
Okay, you will still need the disability parking sticker to park at a meter or at any other location.
Right, but what I'm saying is, on my street, I'm getting confused.
To park on your,
Go ahead.
If you come,
Take your
if you have a handicap sticker and you come and park on my street, but don't have a pass, you can still park for the 2 hours or 4 hours, how many they allowed you?
for RPP blocks is 4 hours, because it gives you double the time on RPP blocks. So you can park the 2 hours that the sign says 2 hour parking, you can park there for 2 hours. And if you have a disability sticker, you can park there for 4 hours.
Right, I got you.
There you go. See there? Good question. Good question.
Okay, I'm gonna show you how to schedule a vehicle. I'm gonna click on schedule a vehicle to park.
Trey. Come here.
When you click on schedule a vehicle to park, you're gonna see this screen come up. This shows you your permit number, how much time you have left for your multi-vehicle permit. This is the single vehicle permit, is unlimited. The single vehicle permit is what is used on the first vehicle that you schedule. If you schedule a second vehicle for the same time frame that your first vehicle is scheduled, then the system will take days from your 90-day bank. Go click on schedule a vehicle.
Glad I do not live on those.
You on your phone?
This is the vehicle section. If you have added vehicles, you will see those vehicles here. There are no vehicles. I need to add a new vehicle. You want to give your vehicle a nickname so you know if it's your home health aid, then you can name it aid, daytime. You can say daytime aid. You want to put their license plate number here. The state of the license plate. The make and the color.
Okay.
And you go click on save. Here's my daytime aid vehicle. I'm going to select that. The system automatically selected it. I'm going to click on continue. This screen pops up. Okay. Now, if your visitor is only going to visit you for a few hours or one day, you want to select the single day option. If your visitor is going to visit you for multiple days, you want to select multi-day. So I'm going to select the single day. Now the time automatically starts at the current time. But let's say my visitor is coming at 4, so I'm going to change it to 4. I'm going to scroll up to 4. I'm gonna reduce the minutes, bring it down to 4 p.m. And my visitor is not leaving until 11:55 p.m. My visitor is coming today, so I'm gonna select today. And then go click on save. It says the vehicle has been scheduled. If you scroll up, you should be able to see the receipt that your vehicle was scheduled. It says your visitor vehicle is scheduled or parked. You can print and display the permit on the vehicle's dashboard to avoid any parking. It tells you the vehicle that you schedule, what A and C parking location is assigned for it. So this vehicle can park on A and C 5F. And the requested schedule is today from 4 p.m. to today at 11:55 p.m.
Question, you said 11:55 p.m. I understand that. But suppose your visitors stay all night, that doesn't take up more hours. And because you said, I think you said earlier that after 8:30 you could park for free.
Yeah, it all depends on what your sign says. So if your parking sign
Right, I got that.
says 2-hour parking from 7 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. That means after 8:30 p.m. you don't need a permit to park there.
Right, I got it. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And you can edit that time frame. It doesn't have to end at 11:55, so you could put it at 8:30.
Mhm.
And that will that would definitely save you some time on your, if you were
Suppose you don't
having
have a
more than one
working
visitor.
printer, how do you send it to your aide or your guest?
I'm getting ready to show you that. So this is the receipt. Once you have scheduled your vehicle, you can, for the single day permit, we have the option to print from here. You click on that printer. This is your permit and you can print it from here.
Well, if you don't have a printer.
When you when you schedule a vehicle for multiple days, for right now, we don't have the option to print from here from your receipt. We have it here where it says print my permit. So I'm going to show you how to get there. We're on my home page and you want to print your permit, print my permit. You click there. This populates the permit. It's the same permit, the same vehicle, same time frame. You're going to click on print.
That's just PDF.
Which is the PDF. So your I don't have a printer because I don't have a printer, but if you have a printer, let's see. I'm just gonna select the printer so you can see the difference. Okay. When you click on print, this will automatically populate the option to print it out. If you don't have a printer, you go to where it says destination. You want to click on save as a PDF. So when you click on when you select save as a PDF and you click on save, you're going to see where your documents or your computer populates. And you can save it. Date, time, aid, permit. I'm going to save it. I'm going to put it on my desktop. I'm going to save it. Then I can go on my email and I can email that permit to whoever is going to visit me. Okay. If that's too technical for you, you have the option to ask someone who has a printer. It can be your visitor or it can be your home health aide to request to park by using your permit code. The option to share your permit code is here. Share my permit with a visitor.
They're trying to make your life hard.
And this is your visitor code. We have the contract code. The contract code is the same code for the home health aide as well. Home health aide code. So if you have a registered home health aide, the home health aide can create an account and you just need to give them this code. This code will allow them to request to park on your street. And they will be able to print the permit from their account. They don't have to ask you to print it. Same goes for a visitor. Visitor, you can just give them this code to request to park. Let me go back.
But the visitors stuff will be coming from your bank. So you might not want to give it to people willy-nilly because they'll use up your time.
No, because you have to approve those requests.
Okay,
Just approve and deny requests.
okay.
But you do want to use your home health aid if you do have an official home health aid, so they won't be using your bank. So
Okay.
I hope that also answered your question.
No, you confused me there.
I'm sorry. You do have the option to approve and deny. But if you have a home health aid permit, a home health aid permit, and Ruthie, could you show them how to apply for the home health aid permit? Maybe that'll clear up some questions, because there's a difference between home health aid and visitors.
Okay, to schedule a home health aid, you want to go to the permits section. Permits. Add a permit. And you want to make sure that you select the start date that your home health aid is going to start. So leave this date selected, which is today. Home health aid, you want to click on add. Scroll down, continue. And see the permit start date automatically is graded out, is today's date. Here is where you will select the vehicle for your home health aid. If you don't see your home health aid vehicle here, you can click on add. And it's going to ask you for the same information, just to give it a nickname. So that's nighttime aid. Okay, so these are your 2 aids. I'm gonna schedule the one for nighttime. So I'm gonna select that vehicle. And then go click on continue. Here is where you will add the home health aid contract between you and the home health aid. So you want to click on this box. The home health aid contract, when you select document type, is only one type of document that we are requesting from you, and that's the contract between the home health aid and the resident. We're going to select that. And if you have the home health aid contract on your computer, you can go ahead, or your phone, you can go ahead and select choose file. And select that document.
Does it choose when the ending of the contract expires? Say, what I'm asking is, say for instance, this home health aid quits and she has the permit and you get another one. How do we void this permit?
I'm gonna show you. Okay, so let's finish creating the permit. So I selected the file, the contract. I'm gonna click on upload. Then it says my document has been uploaded, and you see it says pending review. It just come to us and we just have to review to make sure that it's a valid information has been provided. I'm gonna click on checkout.
Successful.
That's it. So the permit, when you click back on permits, you'll see that the home health aid permit is here. You can click on it and you can see which vehicle is assigned to. Let's say that like you say, your home health aid quit and you get a new one. Your home health aid permit is valid for 6 months. And since it has not expired, when you go into your vehicle section, vehicles, your vehicles. I have my daytime aid, my nighttime aid here.
Right.
You have a new home health aid with a new vehicle that you don't have in the system. You just click on add vehicle. But I must say that my daytime aid took over my nighttime aid. So my nighttime aid, where it says assigned, it says a yes. That means that vehicle is assigned to a permit. So if I click on edit vehicle, I'm sorry, the assign this vehicle, you see the tag here that says assign this vehicle to permits?
Yes.
Okay, so it says no permits available here, but if that home health aid permit was approved, it will populate here. So let me just approve that permit so I can show you. Let's see, would it allow me to do it? Nope. I can't see my bar.
Can you want me to do it for you, Ruthie? I
I
can't.
need to minimize this thing
Okay.
here.
Okay, so you can do it real quick. Okay.
Oh, here, there we go. I can drag it down. Okay. Wanted to approve that permit.
And this is
Let me
this is
just-
the website we use
Wow.
internally. Yeah.
Yeah, let me.
So
just-
we can approve we approve passes and everything using that back end. Are you guys getting this? Are you confused, or are you getting an understanding? No,
Kind of.
we're here to help though. So
Can I ask a question? In my way, they have like your grandchild, your niece, or brother, or somebody. Do you have to get a contract between them?
absolutely not. No, you just want to schedule them as a visitor. So you don't have, if they're there during the daytime, during the restricted hours, you want to give them a visitor parking permit.
Okay,
You don't
that's
have to
what I
have an
want.
agreement, right? You just want to, if it's more than one person, then that's when it goes into your bank.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm sorry I'm asking so many questions.
No,
but-
we want you to
Oh,
ask
that's
questions.
okay.
Yeah, we want you to ask. That's why we're here.
Because
have a
I'm
short
trying to help
question.
my cousin. She's in over by Capitol Hill, so I'm just trying to help my cousin who takes care of her know the rules and regulations, because I told her I would take notes. So I'm just taking notes so that I can explain everything to her.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So visitors don't get counted towards your bank?
If you have multiple visitors at the same time. So the first one is that you unlimited single pass. So your first visitor would go under that unlimited. But if you have two people visiting you at the same time, for example, that's when it goes down to your bank. So this system allows you to have more than one visitor at the same time, or even on different days.
But if you have one visitor that comes,
you're
who is
using
not a health aide, are they counted toward your bank?
right. If you have one visitor plus a home health aide, you're only using the unlimited single pass permit, and it does not take away from your bank. The home health aide permit does not take away from your bank.
Does a visitor take away from your bank?
If you have more than one visitor at the same time, that's when it goes down to your bank. So this system allows you, in the past, we only had one visitor at a time. If you had more than one visitor, you used to have to go down to the police station to get a temporary pass.
Okay, I did that. Question, what I'm saying is if one visitor comes to visit me, it does not go toward my bank. So if somebody comes to visit me Sunday evening or whatever day it is for a couple of hours, that doesn't go toward my bank.
That is correct.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Quick question. I
Yeah.
have a quick question. Are these parking permits only for the seniors' convenience, or is this going to be for all DC residents?
It is for all DC residents who live on a residential restricted permitted block.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
I have a question. Besides the home health aides, I have a nurse that visits me twice a day. And then I have a supervisor and RN that comes twice a month. What pass do I use in order for them to come?
Okay,
Yes.
that's my question.
The home health aid permit.
Okay, so I
Valid-
get
valid
another
for
health
6
home health
months.
aid equipment. I'm sorry. Home health aid permit for the nurses as well. And I also have to get that same documentation for the nurses.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Does that include therapists, physical therapists?
All health professionals.
Okay.
Okay. I think I got that right.
Okay, and I can ask Miss.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so,
I'm not
Dr.
sure if I
Douglas.
got that right. Would you explain that again, please?
which one? The home health aid when
Okay, let me ask the question. My nurse comes twice a month. Do I have to make a visitor's pass or another pass that I don't know what other pass for him to come? He's only here for 15 minutes.
if he's only there for 15 minutes and the signs on the street says 2-hour parking, then he does
Yes.
not need a permit at all.
Okay, thank you.
I have
Okay.
a question. I don't know if someone asked this earlier or not. How many passes does a resident get for their own parking? What's the household limit?
It's only one visitor's parking pass per household. You can share your parking visitor pass with your household members.
Okay, so a household with one person living in it has the same amount of visitor hours as a household with 4 adults in it. That doesn't seem right.
It's an annual pass that you get and the 90-day pass.
So that is correct. You do have to share the passes. And
So
they-
that sounds rather discriminatory, because that means a single person gets 100 hours, just for an example. And then if it's 4 people living there, they only get 25 hours.
it
That don't
doesn't
seem
work.
fair.
It doesn't work that way. It's basically because all 4 people may not, so one of the people in the house may not have a visitor at all. Okay?
Yeah, but that
So
just
you don't,
Well,
don't
you
seem
think
quite
about the
fair.
spaces on your block and all of your neighbors
yes,
who have a parking space, it's in between their house. So it's about household, and you think about the space. And if somebody had a party with 20 people there and everybody was parked there, and then your nurse couldn't get in there to see
I'm
you.
not talking about party people. I'm talking about people who live in the household.
House, right.
I'm talking about residents. I'm talking
just
about
think of-
residents.
okay, just think about it. In the past, it was always one pass per household. And you did have, if you have your husband and 2 adult children, for example, living in the house, everyone had to share that pass. And then if you had multiple visitors, somebody would have to go to the police station and get a temporary pass. That is why we give you the 90-day bank. And when you think about it, you're not going to use, I don't think all 4, well, chances are you may have guests at the same time.
Yeah.
But we're looking at it as, like you're saying, you got 4 people and you won't have, managing the parking spaces on your street. It doesn't have to be a party, but you can't have 4 people having a visitor every day at the same time, and then you have your neighbors and they may have a guest once a month, and then they have nowhere for their guests to park. So it's about managing the curbside. It's still one house, one pass per household, but you can create an account where someone can go in, and this is why we give you the extra hours, the 2,160 hours, where you can have multiple visitors, because that one person may not even use the 2,100 hours that they get every year. So it's like managing not only the curbside, but also managing your personal accounts. And this is why we give you the multiple choices, where you have your home health aide, and you have your contractors if you have somebody doing work in on your block. And then you have your 2,100 hours plus for multiple visitors. And then you have the annual pass. But it's still one permit, one visitor permit per household. But you can have multiple home health aid permits, and you can have multiple contractor permits.
Are there fees for the home health aid permit?
No fees. The only permit that has a fee is the contractor permits.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just have my home health agency to fill out the paperwork for them to come here and be able to park? Have the agency to do it?
The answer to your question is yes.
Thank you.
And you said 2,100 hours is, you said that's for the whole year?
Ruthie, can you share the dashboard to show them the difference? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You're saying the agency can fill it out, but we still have to approve. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So they can give all the documentation and stuff, and then we can just click the line to approve.
That is correct.
And if you have a boarding house, you got an 8-bedroom house and you got 7 people living in it, it's still like one person.
That is correct. And if it's a business, they don't even qualify for the program. This is strictly for residents only. But if you're operating a boarding house and it is a rental property where you're renting rooms and so forth, that is not considered residential. That's considered commercial or a business. Even though that building is located on a RPP block. Ruthie, are you muted? Are you?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
You can see my screen? Can you see my screen, Miss Cynthia?
Yes.
Do you have a parking permit for yourself?
No, you're not.
You don't have to have one for yourself.
No, you are not a visitor. You live on that block. You're not.
Okay, so you don't need one for yourself. Thank you.
You should have a parking sticker.
Parking sticker.
Yes,
Okay.
zone sticker.
Thank you.
Okay, I like to ask, my daughter come to visits, okay, and I will give this information to her. Can she park and then fill out the parking permit? Because there's no certain time that she will know when she's coming. So can she already park and then fill out the permit while she's at the parking spot?
She's entitled to park. If the sign says 2-hour parking, she's entitled to those 2 hours.
So, okay, if she's
But
staying.
she has to display that permit on her dashboard, after those 2 hours.
Okay.
So the answer to your question is yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you. Thank
Okay,
you.
I have a question, if I can break in. Suppose the household doesn't have a workable printer and the person that you're sending the email to doesn't have access to a printer. Are these parking permits kept with DDOT digitally?
The permits are within the system. However, for right now, you have to print and display that permit on your dashboard.
Can you do them at the library?
Yes.
Somewhere like that? Okay.
Yeah, we have two places where you can print for free, and that is your DC library and your local district police stations.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
All right, thank you.
The only difference with the police station is that you must log into the system in order to print your permit. You're not gonna be able to pull up your email at a police station. So if you got the permit via email, you have to go to a library. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
But your permit can be done in advance, meaning that
Yes,
I
you
can do a
can.
permit for a week from, if I know on Saturday that somebody's gonna come, I can do the permit and send it to them, and they can go to the library, or either I can go and do it. So I don't have to do it as catchy as you can. And then the people who have someone coming and you have a printer, they have enough time to come upstairs and print the things out within the 2 hours and go back downstairs and put it on their car.
Yes, as long as you have all the information needed, like the vehicle, the make and the color of the vehicle, the license plate. Yes, you can.
Okay, it is now a 3 o'clock hour. We've gone past 15 minutes additional time. Do you have any more to show, Ms. Carlos?
No, that was it.
That's it? You've completed. What about you, Ms. Sims? Do you have any more to share?
Can you tell us the website again?
Yeah, yes, and we can give you the website. Ruthie, do you mind putting the website and our help desk number in the chat? And our hours of operations are from Monday through Saturday, from 8:15 a.m. through 8:30 p.m., Monday through Saturday. The help desk is available for you guys to use. So if you have any issues, please feel free to call that number. And I said, I would like to extend an apology to the lady who said that she did call and left a voicemail and nobody returned her call. So I will reiterate to, if it's after hours, for example, if you call after 8 p.m., we'll make sure that those calls are checked and that someone will return your call within 24 hours or the next business day.
What's the telephone number? I don't see it in the chat.
I don't either.
Okay.
I don't see nothing in the chat either.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we have the link,
and
the link is there, so you can select the link.
But I don't see the
access the
phone number.
website.
Let me see. Let me put it in the chat.
Under RC, the link is there.
Yes, we see the link, but not the phone number, she said.
202-671, what is it? 20, what's the phone number?
2631.
That's it, 2631. That's it.
202.
They put it in there before.
202.
671.
671.
2631.
Got it. Okay, it's now in.
Thank you.
I've just placed it.
Thank you.
Chat, so you can go ahead and grab it from there. Also, in the chat, you will find the app where it says DC. Park DC is the name of the app, available for download at Google Play or the Apple Store. Also, there's my Park in DC website where you can download. So take note of that before we end the meeting. I'll give you a few minutes to grab that information. I'd like to thank both the whole team, Ms. Sims and her team, for such an excellent presentation and assisting seniors in feeling more at peace with parking.
And there's one other question. I know there was a resident who stated that she needed help with getting an ID, an identification.
That's Ms. Blackman. I'm Ms. Jennifer Blackman. I'm looking in the right now to see if she shared her. I'm not seeing it, but I can send you.
Please send me the information. Yeah,
I can send you that information. If Alice, would I have access to her
Alice,
email?
yeah, Alice has my information.
I
so
will
please.
send you Jennifer Blackman information. She is the double amputee that needs assistance.
Thank you.
That
We'll definitely take care of that. Thank you so much.
Okay, anything else that you'd like to share before we end the meeting? I'd like everyone to say thank you.
Teresa, may I ask a
Thank
question
you.
before they leave?
Yeah,
I've
Brenda,
been-
you've been
I've been-
waiting. Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
have-
You've been really waiting.
Yes, I have, and I was trying to get this in. Now I don't live on a block with the RPP block, but I do have family members that are staying with me temporarily for an extended period, and they have out-of-state tags. So would I need to get a permit pass for them, or would we be okay? Because I mean, they go to work every day and they move the cars. So am I okay with that?
Well, if they're there for more than 30 days, they may
They
get
are.
a warning ticket. And there are instructions on the Department of Motor Vehicles website. They need
Okay.
to make sure, what they have to do is they need to go to that website. It's going to allow you to upload the ticket and proof that you do not live there permanently. And what
Okay.
will happen is they will give them something called registered out-of-state automobile, because they will be ticketed if they see that car parked on the block for more than 30 days. So the first step is a warning ticket. Ruth just put it in the chat. And the second step is if you don't respond to the warning ticket, then the next 30 days, they start issuing $100 tickets. So you want to make sure they apply for Rosa, and it will give them a list of documents that are needed for Rosa approval.
Okay. Okay.
And they can do it online.
Yes, you can do it online. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Teresa,
Thank you.
Teresa, please tell me what that app is at the Apple Store we should look at.
Well, there's a link. Is there any way? Hold on. Let me
It's
see.
Park DC permits.
Let's look for the app.
Park DC permits?
Yes.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Park DC permits.
I could send you the, if you put your email in the chat, Diane, I can send you the link right now.
Okay,
Enter your email into the chat and I'll copy and paste
okay.
it into an email to you.
I just want to say thank you very much for this information, even though it didn't apply to me. I learned a lot, and I would be able to share it with people that live in the those, because I know several people would not be able to understand that. I would have to share it with their family member.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
And thank you again.
And we really
Thank you
enjoyed
very
working
much.
with you, awesome, savvy iPad users. What do you
Right.
call yourselves, a wild tech?
We also want to thank Alice Thompson for making this possible.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Alice.
Alice.
Yes,
Alice.
thank you, Alice.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
thank you, Alice.
Thank you for the information.
Okay. We'll say
Yes,
goodbye.
it was very helpful.
This is for the
Alright.
Park DC permits.
Thank
app.
you so much. Oh,
Mhm.
those are apps. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna now go ahead and give you one more minute to get anything you need out of the chat. And then end the meeting. Diane, did you put your,
I don't see the dot. I can't find the dot.
you mean for, all right, put it in there and I'll put the dot in. Put
Okay,
in what you have and I know where the
Okay.
dot goes. I
Okay.
understand where you're at, Diane.
okay.
Just
Let
put
me
it
see.
in there, I'll grab it, put the dot in it, and send you that link.
Teresa, Jenny
did it
Black
go
on
up?
here.
Did
Hi,
it
Jenny,
work?
I'm gonna forward your information, your email address and telephone number to Ms. Sims, okay?
I sent it to Ruth
Oh, you did already?
Carlos. I
Oh,
sent it
okay.
to Ruth Carlos, but
Yes, I
It
got it.
doesn't, yeah, we
Okay.
work in the same department, so either one is fine.
and I made an error with the email, but I corrected it. I sent a second one. Did you see the corrected one?
Yes, it's one C
Enough.
enough.
One's enough.
Yes, at AOL.com.
Correct. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right.
Okay. Okay, I think that would be it. Again, we're going to say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
See you all tomorrow.
Thank you all.
Definitely
Have
attend.
a blessed evening, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Dot.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.